Hi, I'm Aaron, and welcome to the Slim, Fitty, and Biggie Committee podcast, where me and my best friends Danny and Matt take a deep dive into hip-hop, the genre that has formed an integral part of our lives. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at @the_Slim, Fitty, Biggie Committee, and stay tuned for any upcoming podcast news. Coming up on today's show, we have part 2 of Cyhi The Prince's The Black Hystori Project Part 2. It's called NAACP. All right, let's get into it. Well, I'm going to start this one. Track 6, TV. I mean, all I can say is cool concept, but I hated the execution. Yeah. The soul sample is kind of redeeming, but it feels more like a club sample more than a soul sample. Like I could see this beat almost in a club. The hook is trash, and honestly, this song is pretty trash as well. The best line was "Brain so good she helped Anne get a GED." I know that has to be Matt's favorite line, but this song was absolute trash. 2 stars. Get it out. Skip. Let's move on. Let's get back to some good shit.
Hey, geez, you're in and you're out, mate. That's interesting, mate.
I wonder if I'm going to sync up with you the whole way through, Aaron. I'm 2 stars as well.
I cannot believe that I'm going to give this the highest rating out of everyone.
I don't understand how. I hated this.
I'm giving it 2.5, but still, it's higher than you do. All right, I'm going to go down to 2.
I don't give halves. So.
You don't give halves? I probably shouldn't. But I feel like it's, justified sometimes.
Sometimes you need it.
Yeah. It's definitely closer to a 2 than it is to a 3.
Yeah, you're right. You said everything I wanted to. Trash hook, theme and vibe of the track, not feeling it. Yeah. 2. Next.
But this is like your song. This is that song.
Yeah, I thought you'd like this because of all the TV references.
What makes it not your song? What makes it not a Matt song?
The hook.
The hook, that's it.
It's cringy, and I don't know. I feel this. It's really.
You don't think that the verses are creative and like all the TV references that is squeezed into his verses is not interesting?
Yeah.
Did you not pick up on them?
No, I did, but I don't know. I wasn't vibing it compared to everything else that I'd heard prior. I was just like, I want to get back to what I've previously heard now that you've shown me, what you can do.
Yeah, but you can say that about every sex rap song that you like on different albums where they talk gangster shit and then they give a sex rap and you're like, hey, that's cool, baby. I like that. This time you don't like it. It's exactly the type of song that, I don't know, you've given a high rating.
Historically a Matt song.
Yeah. I just don't know what separates this. I don't know what separates this from other sex rap songs.
Well, Michi Darko made it funny.
I guess. So there wasn't anything funny in this. Probably not.
I didn't really laugh, no.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. He was trying too hard to make the TV references work than actually make the lines funny themselves, probably.
Yeah. This is more of a concept track that doesn't really work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I listened to it obviously the first time through and listened to its entirety, but then on other listens to this mixtape, I skipped these next 2.
You skipped this one and the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I put this and the next track together. They're similar.
Oh, so do I. I definitely do that as well.
Yeah.
But I'd talk about them separately. This song, I agree with Aaron, waste of a good beat. And a waste of a good concept. The concept of inserting various TV references into a seemingly, unrelated verse. The verse is about sex with women, but he's squeezing in all these TV references with Family Guy and just so many.
Sopranos.
I didn't write any of them down, but there's so many. So, it's clever. It's a clever concept, all in the service of cringy sex raps. So, this is my least favorite kind of hip-hop song, is sex raps. So, he wasted the concept. And it's not exactly original either. This concept has been done before. Like, have you? I think Aaron, you know Jizza, the song Labels. Do you know that song?
Yeah, I do.
He does that. This is the concept. He uses, instead of TV references, he takes all different record labels and inserts it into his rhymes, as opposed to TV references. And Jizza does it way, way, way better. And he doesn't talk about sex. Like, he talks about gangster shit. It's way superior to this one. So even the concept, even though it's clever, it's not original and it's been done better. The one thing I'll agree with you so hard on, I'm agreeing with you on everything, but the hook is so bad. The hook is so trash. We have sex with the TV on 4 times.
Oh, it's horrendous.
4 times, repeated, because it wasn't enough the first time. Say it 4 times and it makes it better, doesn't it? It's the worst. Like, at least he's trying something creative within the verses. The hook is just uninspired, unimpressive. Just no thank you. And the song is directly aimed at women that he wants to have sex with. This song is not made for me or you. Like, from the first line, he says, "Girl, you looking at an East Atlanta and with some decent manners, but in the sheets, I'm a beast to handle." He says, girl. He says, girl, you're looking at... He's not talking to me anymore. He's not saying, hey, boys, I'm a freak in the sheets. Come join me, baby. He's going...
Would you have enjoyed it more if it did?
No. But even if, like, this maybe, if that would be an interesting twist, if he was rapping from a gay perspective, I don't know. But the way he's rapping about it, it's only, like, this song is 100% for the ladies. And straight away I'm out. He's lost me from the first line, from the first word. Like, and maybe you can sit back and appreciate all the TV references that you recognize. But all of that is just a smokescreen to distract you from the fact that this is a song where Cyhi is trying to convince women to have sex with him. That is the whole premise of the song.
Can I just say, the title of this one, like, the Forever, I thought the title suits this. I thought it would be a girl rap, and TV, I didn't expect to be about having sex.
No.
So, like, the titles threw me. I was scared when I was listening to Forever. On this one, I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I like TV.
Not going to be... Yeah, I love TV. But no, not to be...
not this type of TV anyway. Yeah, so like, you didn't even mention the that, I don't know what it even was, the half-finished song that he chucked on at the end. Like, it completely transitions into another song that ends halfway through. Like, I'm glad he didn't decide to finish it, because it sounds like the type of song I wouldn't want to hear anyway. But why even do it? It becomes an entirely new song, new beat, and then it just fades away into the next song. It doesn't make any sense. I think why I gave it 2.5 stars is because, well, like I said at the start, it's a waste of a good concept. So I appreciate the concept, and it's a waste of a good beat. The beat is okay. It's decent. It's listenable. So, it's not complete and utter trash because of the beat and he's having a go at him trying to be clever, but it's all in the service of sex raps, and so it's 2.5 stars. And maybe I'll join you and give it a 2 stars, and we can all be best friends forever.
Lucky I'm not a one friend man. I have many friends.
Oh, he's done it. Nah, pick that one up. That was good.
This wasn't good, but track 7, One Woman Man. I mean, the title kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Yep.
Well, Matt, do you want to kick this one off?
I will. So I don't know if you guys know this, but
You're a one-woman man?
Cyhi is no, Cyhi has proclaimed himself that when he was younger, like before he was a famous rapper, he would get a lot of women. Like he'd pull a lot of girls.
No way. I wish he rapped more about it.
That sounds like a lot of rappers I know.
Yeah.
They talk about how they got a lot of women before they were rappers and a lot of women since.
Where did you get this piece of information from?
It was an interview I was watching with Cyhi, and like that's before like I was going to elaborate. I was going to say in the interview he said like surprisingly he got more girls before he was like when he wasn't a rapper, and like
what a hero.
Wait, Danny, that didn't make you go from none to none.
Yeah, does that make you a good rapper?
My point being is that I thought this song, just looking at the title, was going to be like you can't do that. You can't do a song about that when I know from what you said that you are not a one-woman man. But he redeems himself in the first verse by saying, first of all, I turned down more pussy than y'all ever had. Ratchet bitches threw it at me, but I never smashed. I was fucking strippers. Now that shit is just a fad. But I knew that running around with them would never last. So it's like, okay, so now you're saying, like, yes, you were about that life, but now you've become a one-woman man. Okay, so, like, I appreciate that. And I surprisingly give this slightly higher than TV. Like, this is more of, like, you know how you were like, oh, it's a love song, you know, this is going to be up Matt's alley. Well, this is more of the love song that I would listen to rather than the TV one.
Well, Matt, I literally wrote down, however, this has Matt written all over it.
It does.
Yeah. However, it's still, I suppose, not what I'm wanting to hear given everything that came before. So it's like, I just want to get back to what was happening before. So, yeah, the love songs I don't mind every now and then. This one, though, for me, just didn't hit me. It wasn't what I wanted to hit me.
Because you think he's a hypocrite?
Initially I did, but then I was like, no, I see what you're saying.
Your opinion of the song.
But now I'm like, well, if you weren't a rapper, if you stopped being a rapper, and then all the ladies came back at you, would you then be like, all right, well, let's go again? Like, I don't know, I just...
But even though he's claiming to have had many women before, you know, becoming a rapper, isn't this song about, like, him bragging that he's just a monogamous person? That maybe he did have a lot of women before, but only one at a time. Maybe that's... Like, he could have been monogamous with all of them.
True.
So
I didn't think about, like, 3 stars for me. Slight increase.
So interesting.
I would definitely skip it if I was listening to this mixtape, unless I was feeling like I'm emotional.
I definitely thought that you would give it higher.
Me too.
Just based on your track record in the past.
Yeah.
But when I was listening to it, the title scared me. I was like, after the last song, I'm really scared about this one. Like, it just had everything that I didn't want to hear, the potential of that. And to be honest, it delivered on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the piano feels nice. Like, I like the piano and the beat is pleasant, but it's not what I want to hear from my hip hop artists.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't enjoy this form of entertainment to hear them talk about being a one-woman man and talk about how many women they sleep with. Like, it's just not that form of media for me. And to be honest, there's nothing really that I can turn around and say, this is the redeeming part. The redeeming part is maybe the slight instrumental that doesn't make it a 1-star track, but it can definitely not save this a 2-star from a 2-star rating. And let me tell you, this does not make me a one-song man for sure. This is 2 stars. And after this, I am scared because the album starts 4 or 5 stars, a 4-star. Now I've got 2 2-stars in a row. If the rest of the album is 2-star bullshit, I'm going to cry. It's so upsetting. If this album ends in the road that it's heading, I'm going to be really upset.
Yeah.
Because it just threw down.
You're not already upset. You should be already upset.
It's like in bowling when you start with just strikes and then you just get gutter balls. He's had 2 gutter balls now. And if he gets any more, this album's finished.
Yeah.
Like I'm scared. I'm scared now, boys.
Yeah. I'm already like at this point in the album is when I'm thinking, oh, okay, I was right. Yeah, back in the day. Okay, I know what I heard back in the day now. Now I know why I didn't download this mixtape. We're coming to it now. Let's get the good things out of the way first. I like the beat. It's smooth. I can vibe to it. Good job, good beat. In terms of lyrics, there's really one line that grabbed my attention and piqued my interest. It's when he says, "Now I'm just out here trying to be a better dad for my future kids that I'll probably never have." That sounds like a great concept for a whole song. Speak about the kind of father you would be to the children you don't even have yet. I would listen to a song like that. Instead, we get this piece of shit. This is the type of song I have no interest in. And why is he making all these love songs anyway? It's like Shay Noir said, stay in your lane. Do the lyrical shit, do the drug dealing shit, do some social political shit, do some personal family history shit. Don't do the love song shit. It's not you. Stay in your lane, Cyhi. And the whole message of the song is he's monogamous. Congratulations. You don't have to make a whole song about it. I think, linking the 2 songs together, TV and this, I think the plan was to seduce the ladies with the previous track. He's got them, he's got them wet. And just in case they're still on the fence, this is the song to reassure them that he won't cheat on them. And then, he's solved the problem. So now all the women are going to be flooding to him because of these 2 songs.
Well, they're not a cheater when they got to tell you they're not a cheater. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I won't cheat on you. Well, how about you just don't cheat on her and then she doesn't have to worry about it?
Yeah. See,
that line that you said, for my future kids that I'll probably never have, if he's only a one-woman man, why does he think that he won't have kids?
Yeah. I don't know.
This song is all designed about my family and I'll have a family and, I'm all about one person. But then if that's the case, how are you not having kids? Because you could still adopt. The irony of it doesn't really make that much sense. It's amusing and the concept is good and would be good in a song by itself.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense in this track at all.
No, exactly. Yeah, so I definitely, make that song, Cyhi. Make that song about your future kids that you don't have, and then explain why you might not have them. That's interesting. Me and Aaron are interested to hear why you might not have kids, even though you're a one-woman man. Please do that song. But yeah, I think, there's another line, actually, where he says, this is supposed to be a love song, really. This is supposed to be, I respect women and shit. And then he goes, and then he says he wants his wife in the kitchen. Did you hear that? He wants wants his daughter in the backyard, playing in the sandpit, and he wants his wife in the kitchen.
Yeah, my son gone cut the grass, my daughter gone do the dishes, My wife is in the kitchen.
Yeah. What that is that like
That's some sexist shit right there.
genuinely. He's not joking.
Yeah.
It's there's no joking in his voice. Like that lyric just doesn't fly, especially in a song like this. So he messed up there. The hook is trash. The hook is absolute trash. I don't know why he feels the need to put songs like this on an album, or especially a mixtape like this. Like maybe, like I could understand if this was an album, you want to appeal to the widest possible audience. So you throw on a song like this. But for a mixtape, like it's not about making money, just have fun, show off your skills. That's what a mixtape is about. Don't do this. So I said 2.5 stars, but like the way I'm talking about these things as I'm talking about them, I just want to give them 0 stars and move on with my life.
Can I just say, there's also one other thing that really annoyed me. You know that line, knock that pussy out, ding, ding, ding,
Hell yeah.
in the last Cyhi album?
Best
He used it again, and he says, knock that pussy out like Debo playing C-Note at the casino out in Reno.
I didn't even pick that up.
Mate, reuse your lines and then do a way worse job.
Yeah, true. That's not memorable at all.
No. That's why you didn't notice it, because it's not good. The delivery wasn't good.
Exactly.
It was just shit. Like 2 mixtapes and you're reusing a line already and one of your best lines you're reusing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's embarrassing. This song is embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is.
But Matt gave it 3 stars, so not too embarrassing.
He's a one-woman man. That's why he can relate.
That's right.
Me and you, Aaron, we are players, mate. We're out on the town. We're with all the women, mate.
I believe that.
Oh, no. You've lost it, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm falling off like Cyhi.
Yeah.
Track 8, Believe. Who wants to take this one for a spin, baby?
You do.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, very much so.
Wait, do I?
No, you don't.
Okay, you do it.
Alrighty, baby, we're back. We're back to Cyhi, what we got from the start. Soul sample that has this choir, epic vibe with heavy drums and a wonderful instrumental. It is so good. There's something that is just in choir feeling samples. It gives it this like elevation, this epic, this angelic feel that goes to it, and it just adds to songs so much. And the content here is so much better. We are back to that gangster shit.
Anything, literally anything is better than the last 2 songs.
But the hook is a bit shit, to be honest with you. The hook is shit. He needs to go back and figure out how to do a hook. Take some lessons from 50 Cent. He's obviously listened to 50 Cent stuff. 50 Cent's the master of the hook. Go back, work on that shit, but stop singing. I'm not interested in you singing, just rap.
Is he singing?
I think it has kind of like a melodic feel to it.
If you don't believe, I think that's someone else, though.
Yeah,
That's not him.
Isn't it?
No.
I doubt it.
Yeah, well, the hook is still shit.
I like it. I actually like the hook. I think it's fine.
I don't like the hook. However, this is all bars. Like, all bars. My ends butchers, because it's hard to let the beef slide. Grew up in the church, but don't think that I ain't streetwise. End up in the trunk with your hands and your feet tied.
Oh, you stole my line.
Yeah, well, should have gone first.
How good is the rhyme scheme of him spelling out at the end of the bar different words, like at the start? When he's like,
well, is it that cool? It's been done before.
It's just nice.
Well,
it sounds good. Definitely sounds good. It didn't blow me away.
Yeah, he also has that line, all I need is hope, but I never got a scholarship. All I ever got was a pistol and some hollow tips.
Yeah, good.
Like, this is back to the gangster shit. And I'm going to say this, I'm back, baby. I'm a believer. 5 stars.
Damn, dog.
The hook is not enough for me to not give this 5 stars because honestly, that instrumental is amazing. His bars are amazing, and I can listen to that instrumental over that hook, and it's okay. So, that instrumental saves the day, and his bars are back. So, 5 stars, baby.
Oof.
What did you guys give? Did you guys both? What did you give? So I know Danny said for One Woman. What did you both give for One Woman Man again?
2 stars.
I'm between 2 stars and 0 stars. I cannot decide.
He started at 2.5 and is slowly going down.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the same page as Aaron, except I'm not 5 stars. I'm 4 for Believe.
Looks like he doesn't believe, Aaron. He doesn't bloody believe.
No, he doesn't believe in his one and only.
He's right in saying he's back. It's a definite improvement on the previous 2.
I literally said Cyhi is back.
Yeah.
It's not enough for me personally to give it 5 stars.
Yeah.
However, I can see why you may have. I don't agree with Danny about the hook. I think it's not a good hook. I think it's like I just wrote okay.
If you don't believe, don't believe.
Well, maybe if you had have sung it, I would have said it was good. But
I said the hook is fine. I'm not saying it's the best. I said it's fine, like you.
Yeah. Well, I'd listen to this song again, but I'm not giving it 5. So 4 stars from me.
Huh.
I wouldn't skip it.
Yeah, me either. But I'm also giving it 4 stars. Like Aaron stole my line. What a bitch. But yeah, like he straight after that line, we're back. Cyhi is back. As soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, TV and One Woman Man is in the past, and now we can get back to some decent shit. The hook does not bother me at all. No issues whatsoever. It's almost catchy. Like I'm singing it right now. If you don't believe.
Yeah, but your delivery is better than.
I'm delivering it the same as they did it. Now I'm going to sound like a broken record here, and I feel really bad now about bringing this up as an issue. Do you know what I'm going to say?
It's the sound quality.
Yeah, that's what it is. That is exactly what it is. So you guys did not notice a thing?
I didn't notice in this one, but there's definitely one where I did notice.
Oh, so there is one.
There's one for me as well.
Big one.
Yeah, big one.
Wow. And that must be the one that I don't even have an issue with, because literally the only 2 that I had an issue with was Believe and what was the other one? Weak People. Like, for me, the mixing and mastering here is just the sound, the overall sound of the instrumental just feels diluted. All the instruments just mesh into each other because, like, they don't have their own distinct sound. It hasn't been cleaned up.
Mate, there's nothing wrong with this instrumental. Get your ears fixed, would you?
I can say the exact same thing about you. And, like, I don't know the first thing about producing a song, but they need to bring up the levels or something. I don't know. But, like, I just the drums. Just compare the drums and only listen to the drums on Master P and on Get Money, and then listen to this song. And you will see the difference. Back to back, you will see the difference. There is definitely a world in which I give this song 5 stars. But
this is not it.
No, this is not it. The fact that they didn't even take the time or care enough to clean up the sound and make it album quality just detracts from, like, the entire experience and enjoyment that I can get out of the song. So in this world, it's a 4-star song.
So what do we have? We have Matt on 4.
4 stars.
Danny, you're on 4. I'm on 5.
You can count the stars. You can be like, 4. Matt gave it a 4. And, like, okay, so we like the song the same. But we have completely different reasons for why we downgraded the song. I'm not clear on why Matt did, though. What was the issue for Matt? What was the issue?
I think the hook was a big issue.
The hook was just okay, but it's nothing that I rate a good hook. Like, it draws you into the song. It makes something catchy for you to remember.
But then the song has no hook and you give it 5 stars.
If it delivers exceptionally on everything else, and
Yeah.
like this, I don't think was exceptional.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Alrighty, track 9. What do we have?
Oh, I like it, to be honest.
Well, keep going. Is that it? Is that your review? All right, Matt.
I like your transition.
All right, off you go. Danny, track 9. What do we have?
I like your transition. I think it's pretty good. I also like the sample. I bloody like the sample. And I like how he interacts with the sample. I think it's cool that he basically tailored the entire concept of the song around the sample. So when the sample goes, what we have is much more than we can see, he uses it within the song to say, like, we have more drugs than the police can see, or we have more money than the IRS can see. So the way he interacts with the sample is really creative, and I think it's really cool. I think the beat sounds good. I think it works well overall. However, in my opinion, and this is where you guys can't have the same critique as me, and I'm not even sure if critiquing a song for this reason is even fair. It's probably not. But I have heard this exact sample flipped even better on another song.
Which song?
There's a song by De La Soul. It's called Much More, and it's produced by the legendary Jay Dilla. He's one of the greats. That is a song that I used to listen to a lot back in the day. So as soon as I heard this sample, I am forced to compare the two songs. And when I do that, the De La Jay Dilla version is, for me, the superior instrumental. And because of that, I can't help but feel that there's like some kind of lost potential on this song, because I know the sample can be used better. And critiquing the song based on the existence of another song isn't fair, probably. But at the end of the day, when I listen to this song, this Cyhi song, it makes me want to listen to the De La Soul song instead. It makes me want to listen to another song and not this one. So
That's bad.
yeah, also though, nothing really stands out to me in terms of ear-catching punchlines. There's no punchline that I went, wow, all right, I got to write that down. It's mainly the concept that I really like, and the content. The content's really the concept is really cool of revolving around the sample. The punchlines are a bit lacking, so I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It's 4 stars for me, but I'm critiquing it with maybe unfair criteria. I don't know.
How you can't help but sing along with that hook though, hey? Like that when it's never felt
Yeah,
I love it.
But yeah,
Okay.
no, I see what Matt's saying, but it's already in. It's that sample that you're talking about has been in my brain for years, so I can't help singing along with it. But for reasons other than this song.
Yeah.
But it's a really good sample, just used better, I think.
It's interesting because you know how you said he's back on the other song? I get that. Totally get it. I didn't write it, but I wrote he's back on this one. I gave this 5 stars and Believe 4, but I can see how you would have flipped it. But for me, it's purely that sample, I think, for me that pushed this one over the edge for 5 stars.
It is a bloody good sample.
Yeah, and for the fact that the hook, it drew me in, and I was singing it as it was going, and yeah, it's cool how he weaved it in throughout the verse.
Half is much more than they can see.
So good. So good. Aaron?
Whoa. Is that all you got?
I've said 5 stars mainly because of that hook, but also, like you said, how it repeats throughout the verse. I thought that was really cool. he's really good at storytelling. Like, you know how I love like a story rap?
I do.
I feel like
Just as much as a sex rap.
just as much as a sex rap. So like, yeah, this is sort of for me, this told a story that I could follow along with, and I was like, yeah, I'm down for this. But it's just the feel of the song too.
Yeah.
Made me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Can I just say, how shit is the last line?
Refresh my memory.
Because me and you know that what we have is much, much more than we can see. I love you, shorty.
Okay, I love you, shorty is like, did not have to be included, but I like the lines before it.
Yeah, but the last line is horrendous.
I agree.
I said, and I'm taking a page out of Matt's book here when I say I said.
What a hypocrite.
Yeah, this was another pleasant instrumental, and I like the vocal sample, but I actually didn't feel like this was as strong as his other vocal samples. Yeah. Like there are better ones in my opinion. And again, this title is kind of weirdly misleading as well. I'm pleasantly surprised that it's not another love song, because what we have could have gone down that same way.
He uses it at the end, like you said. He uses it as a love. Like, what we have in terms of chemistry is more than they can see. I love all the different ways he uses the sample and interprets it. It's cool.
But I think his delivery in this song is not as good as in the others. I don't think he was as strong here in the way he delivered the lines.
Because he's letting the sample deliver his lines for him.
No, I know, but he just didn't have the same conviction, in my opinion, here.
Yeah.
Like, the lines aren't as good. Pick me out, some hugely memorable lines. There aren't many, if any.
Scribe.
Not many.
Yeah. Correct. Good job, guys. Yeah, I actually gave this 3 stars. I wasn't overly impressed by this. It just didn't hit me in the right spot, especially after Believe. I really liked Believe, and this just couldn't measure up. 3 stars. Just an everyday normal track, to be honest.
That was bad, Aaron.
Yeah, but do you know the reference?
To the next song, Everyday People.
No, Everyday Normal Guy. Come on.
Oh, I thought you were transitioning.
It was a bit of both.
Yeah.
I've mixed it in there, baby.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Track 10, Everyday People. Matt, why don't you do this one?
So, you know how Danny craps on about, the mixing and mastering?
I think I might have the same issue as you guys. Oh, that's good.
This is the song where the mixing and mastering was not right. This is the one song for me, because it's obviously an amazing sample, fantastic song, but it just sounded scratchy to me. I don't know if that's the right word to describe it.
I know exactly what you're saying now.
Me too.
I don't think it's an issue with the mixing and mastering. I think they've picked some kind of instrument that makes this ridiculous sound, and it just ruins the entire song. I don't think it's mixing and mastering.
It hurt my ears. Like, as I was listening to it loud with my headphones on, it hurt my ears. I struggled to listen to the whole song.
Oh, God, we are all going to be on the same page with this. I love it.
Yeah, but not for stars, I don't think, because I was generous with the stars because I do like the sample and I did like the verses, and like I can see how the beat was like, all right, I could bob along to it, but it was like a violin. It was like a really scratchy violin sound that I was just like, I don't like that.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it.
See, I still gave it 4 stars. That's the thing, because like I don't know, there was something about
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't even listen to it. Like, it's not even at the point, like, even in the background, it would hurt my ears.
Aaron, me and you are so insanely on the same page, it's not even funny.
Well, tell me what you guys got for stars.
Well, I'm gonna lay it out for you guys. I'm gonna lay out my opinion, and I feel like Aaron's gonna have the same opinion as me. And I'm gonna start with this weird. Is it just me, or is there a weird 5-second delay before the song starts.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice this?
Yes, I did.
I didn't.
You did not notice that you press play on this song and nothing happens for 5 seconds.
I'm gonna see now. I'm gonna see what
This
you
is
mean now.
riveting podcasting. Anyway, while Matt does his own thing and goes to the toilet or whatever he's doing, like that really annoyed me. Like, and maybe that's too nitpicky, but like if anyone in the studio actually cared enough about the making of this mixtape, why wouldn't they have just taken like the 2 minutes it would take to chop out 5 seconds of dead air?
You're right. It does have it. Yeah.
It definitely does. Like, it's such an easy fix, and it feels like no one could be bothered to do it. Like, it gives this song, and it gives the entire mixtape by extension, like a very unprofessional vibe. I don't know. It just feels like no one gave a shit anymore by the time they got to this song.
Mm.
And yeah, everyone's heard the hook before. It's very familiar. I think it makes for a decent hook, but like it's very uninspired. It's hardly original, so I'm not going to give it any marks because I recognize the hook. The beat, all right, let's do this. The beat is so strange. There are these weird sounds. Matt said violin, maybe it's a violin.
Yeah, I couldn't identify the instrument.
No.
Like as I was like writing notes, I was like, I don't know what this sound is. I just know that I hate it.
Yeah, I literally said I cannot even identify the instrument they used to make that sound, but it annoys the absolute shit out of me. Like, this is another beat that completely distracts from anything Cyhi is saying. So for me, that issue also happened on the song Forever. This is that issue, but way worse. I actually had to turn the song completely off. I had to open up Rap Genius and I just read the lyrics so my brain wouldn't be stressed out from all the horrendous sounds going on in the instrumental. That is literally what I did. And when I did that, what I found was some really good lyrics. Like,
Yeah.
the second verse in particular is actually fantastic. That entire second verse is my quotable for this song. The entire verse is my quotable. From the first line to the last line, it's an amazing verse. But as a song, this does not work at all. I will never listen to this song again. I don't know why I wrote down 2.5 stars. I want to give it negative 25 stars right now. Oh, man, this is insane.
Yeah, because I wrote down 2.5 stars as well.
Yeah.
But the more I talk about it, the more it's 1 star.
Oh, yeah.
It is so bad. And it's not bad because of content.
No.
It's bad because of the sound.
Yeah.
And the upsetting part is it literally hurt to listen to. Like, it was painful. And not painful in the dramatic way. Like, my ears were hurting. I took off my headphones. I had to take a second crack at it. Like, I had to go, all right, go in fresh. You've maybe been wearing your headphones a little bit too long, you know. But no, that was absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Like, throw that shit out. Like, all of Cyhi's good work is completely undone. It's unlistenable. I feel sorry for the feature because, like, her work is undone. What's the point for Alana? She doesn't have a last name, but Alana wasted her time on this. The beat, and, you know, you, especially as people who love beats, like, the thing that hooks me in is always beat first.
Yeah.
When a beat is this poorly made,
Oh, yeah.
what's the point? Like, this, Cyhi fell off here. He fell off a cliff.
Music is all about sound. They made this sound like absolute shit. It's not music. It's shit.
Yeah. I agree. I would never listen to this song again. And that's coming off some of the shit that we heard of Shay Noir's album. None of us have been this strong to say this was horrendous. And unfortunately, Cyhi, this was absolute trash.
Absolutely.
I don't go as far as you guys, but I see I can get what you're saying. I appreciate that.
You weren't even finished, were you?
No, I was. I'm fine to finish off. I just have a sentimental sort of I like that sample a lot, and I was frustrated by the mixing, but I did like the verses, like you said. I really like the line he finishes with, or the lines he finishes with. But I'm just out here trying to keep it together, pay a few bills, go get something to eat with the fellas. Like, I don't know, hits you in the feels, doesn't it? Because it's like, well, that's what I want to do. But I didn't. I can see why you guys didn't like it.
Yeah.
So what'd you give it?
4.
Jeez, let's be real, Matt. It's not 4.
That was a good one, You're pretty good with the transitions today. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I don't know how you gave it 4. I mean, I've downgraded mine so far. I think Danny's downgraded his from 2.5.
It's so strange. This is the one review where I've come in, and expecting I gave 3 songs 2.5 stars. I'm going to tear into this bitch. And then when I really tore into this bitch, they was downgraded to hell. All 3 of those pieces of shit.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I think part of it is that we also want to not be crazy. I was listening to this going, this sucks, but goddamn, if I'm the only one who thinks this sucks, I'm going to be so upset.
Yeah, you guys pumped me up with the fact that you agree that this is a piece of shit.
All right. Yeah, track 11, To Be Real, last song of the album.
Who wants to take it?
I'm going to start us off because this is a real, in capitals, REAL, real strong finish to this mixtape.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is absolutely straight out the gate, 5-star worthy because this is similar to me to
Please don't say Napoleon.
No, to Get Money.
Oh God. I thought you were going to steal my shit.
Nah. The feeling I had to Get Money. Because it's a banger, but it's a bouncy banger. You can see yourself bobbing up and down to it, it gets the head going. But the instrumental, the verses, the hook, the sample, everything, I can't complain about anything on this track, and I'm so glad he finished with this. This would bump in the whip all day long. I love it. I love it so much.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What a reaction.
No, I just expected you to go on for longer.
Yeah, me too. You've done some weird reviews today. You're like, oh, I love this song, 5 stars. All right, next.
Okay, all right. Well, I will say this. How good is that line? Treat haters like trampolines. When I see them, I bounce on them.
Yeah. See,
It's a bit corny, though.
That's the thing. That's the thing about this song. I don't know whether lines are corny or genuinely good. I'll go through a few later, but we can decide together on what's good and what's corny. I don't know.
Tell me what you boys think of it first. What's your vibe of it?
Well, okay. So the sample is very recognizable, obviously. You guys both are familiar with it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Matt?
I'm not.
You've never heard it?
No.
I don't know what it is. I didn't look it up, but just I've heard that shit everywhere, in my life. I don't know. So it's really recognizable, I thought. But they did it in this chipmunk style, which is, this is that type of soul sampling that Kanye West made popular, where you speed up the sample and you give it that high pitch, squeal effect or whatever. So it makes for a fun beat, definitely makes for a fun beat, but I think it's maybe a bit too generic as a beat for me. This is the kind of beat someone would pick if they wanted a chance at being played on the radio. I feel this is a radio friendly kind of beat for me, and that's not really a compliment. If it sounds to me like you're trying to get on the radio, that's not what I want to feel about your music. And then there are these beat switches.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah, they don't work for me. the two beats, when it switches, like they share nothing in common. No, the tone is completely different. It just sounds jarring when they change the beat. They switch.
Yeah, it's the start of the second verse.
Yeah, and then at the end, I think.
Yeah, because he does it for like half of it.
Yeah, and
it's weird. It's strange.
It is strange to me. Like, it didn't work for me. But like, what I realized late into this, listening to it, was I feel like this song is a poor man's Napoleon. He's throwing out so many punchlines here, but I feel like a lot of them are actually like hit or miss for me. I think like the bouncy beat makes some of the punchlines come off cornier than they otherwise would. So the beat doesn't really help. So I picked out a few, and let's see how they go. So these rappers remind me of Siegfried and Roy, because you ends like lion. What do you think about that?
Well, I actually wrote, like, I was looking at Rap Genius, and like you said, it says lying, but I have no doubt that it was lion.
That's the wordplay. That's the whole punchline. Is that, and it's the oldest punchline in the book. I have heard rappers interchange lying with lion 1,000,000 times. Like, so that's not clever to me. That's lazy to me. Maybe you guys haven't heard that before.
At the time, I didn't mind it, but now going over it, like just assessing the lines as they are, they're corny.
Yeah, I think this is a corny one. Matt, what do you think?
I think it's corny, but I think he pulls it off because of like the style of the beat. Like, as you said, it's a fun beat. So like, this is the fun song. This is the things where you can, say that you're going to bounce on them because they're trampolines. Like, I feel like it's you can give them a pass for it.
Yeah, I think the beat actually detracts from its bars for me. So it's like the opposite effect for me. It's interesting.
Does this not make you feel like happy? Like, does this not make you like does it not like elevate your spirit from like the moment when you're listening to One Woman Man and TV and even everyday people, the track that followed? This surely coming off a track like that you obviously both hated, you'd be like, oh, this is a good way to finish.
Yeah,
like,
but that's the thing. I can see that that's exactly what he's going for, and I kind of almost see through it. Like, I see that he's trying to make this uplifting, bubbly song at the end, and he's really going for it with his corny punchlines, I feel, and it's just, I don't know, I see through what he's doing, I feel.
Okay.
I think that the problem is that to a certain extent, you can't compare this song. You can't make this one just better because it's better than the last one, if that makes sense. Like, if you look at it by itself, would you rate it as well? Or are you rating it higher because it follows a shit track? Like, there has to be some account for that.
Yeah. I haven't even got to my rating yet. Maybe I gave it 5 stars, but let's see. So here's a line. I don't like police, so my wife got to be an only child because I don't even want to have a brother-in-law.
I don't mind that. That's not corny to me.
I love that. I actually think that's a really clever line. I don't even
that's
want
not corny.
a brother-in-law enforcement. It's so funny. I reckon that's really... So he hits a nail with that one. Like a screen door, you ends stay broke. What do you think?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad?
No, that's good. That's good for so many people.
I think I'm in the middle. I think I'm in the middle of you two. I think it's corny, but in a good way. Like, I think he gets away with it. My latest show at the Masquerade was the only time I sold out.
No, I don't mind it.
But haven't you heard that kind of punchline 1,000,000 times too?
Yeah, but I have a worse one for you.
Maybe I've got that one too. But like, is it the counting your friends on your fingers?
No.
Oh, shit.
You can keep your 2 cents, shorty. We don't need the change.
I didn't even get that one. I left it off because you can keep the change. What does that mean?
Well, it's like, we don't want your opinion.
But I thought he was like trying to say, you're like, we don't want to change. You can keep the change. Like, we don't
No, we don't need the change. We don't need your
I know,
2
but
cents.
there's no double meaning to the we don't need your change. It's just keep your money.
No, the meaning is don't tell me your opinion. I'm not interested.
But then he finishes it with we don't need your change. He already said that with keep your money. Why does he need to reinforce it with we don't need your change?
Just because he's hammering the point home in case you didn't understand the joke.
Yeah, the thing that annoys me, there's just nothing clever about ending it with keep your change. I don't know. It just annoyed me. That's why I didn't include it. Maybe I should have.
What about you're the wolves in sheep clothing, so I guess that makes me the scapegoat.
I don't get that either.
I don't get it either.
I don't get why it's clever. I understand, wolf and goat and scapegoat is a thing. I don't see why it's clever is what is my issue with it. The treat haters like trampolines. When I see them, I bounce on them.
That's so good.
It is. It's on the edge of corny and funny.
But like, I could literally picture if there was a music video for this, it'd be like a cartoon one. I could see like Cyhi like bouncing like off like a hater or something like that. Like it's so cartoony and.
That's corny though. I don't think that's his intention.
That makes it 100 times corny. I can't imagine Cyhi putting himself into a cartoon where he's bouncing off people like that. That's not Cyhi. That's Kanye. That's not Cyhi. So you did you like the one? I don't smile in people's face, and when they leave, talk down on them. And if your so-called friends was your fingers, you still couldn't count on them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's real good.
I like that one too.
I think I like that one too. It's clever. And the last one I had was call me pool table, all the holes I done felt.
Doesn't even make sense, to be honest.
Well, a pool table has holes and is covered in felt, the material of felt. But like,
okay,
all the holes.
No. Isn't it all the hose? Like holes.
I know that's what Rap Genius says. I know that's what Rap Genius says. Call me pool table, all the hose I done felt. But what's hose got to do with the pool table? If it was all the holes, as in women's vaginas and shit, then it makes sense. So I know Rap Genius says that, but I don't believe that, and I hear it as holes.
Well, you could say that like all the if you said all the holes I done felt, you could say it like the women, but you could also say like he's a winner at pool, like he sinks balls, he puts them in
I'm
the
not
pot,
impressed by that.
Yeah, I don't
like. It's a weird flex for a rapper to be like, I'm really good at pool, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I don't buy that he's going for that anyway. But yeah, so like so many punchlines, and like so Napoleon was the big punchline song on the first Black Hystori Project, and like I don't think any of the punchlines here can compare to like half of the ones on Napoleon, if not all of them. This is trying to be Napoleon. It's like the sequel to Napoleon, but half as effective. And I've said 4 stars, maybe lower.
Yeah, because I'm going to say I also gave it 4 stars. I think after us talking, and maybe lower as well. However, I think the sample is pleasant. The beat changes upsetted me like we discussed. And there are some amusing lines, but it's just not as good. His potential is so big. And we've seen the potential within this album.
Mm-hmm.
But there are lots of tracks where, for whatever reason, he kind of falls off the wagon a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And not to say he completely fell off the wagon here, but it's not to the same standard of his 5-star tracks. There are critiques here, like real critiques. And I can't believe none of you guys touched on this, but what about that outro? Y'all ends didn't know 15 times in a row. What kind of garbage is that? How is that the way to finish an album?
Yeah. I think my brain switched off after the final beat switch, which I don't like, so I just didn't tune into what he was saying. So,
But I'm strong on ending an album well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't end an album on a strong punchline. Instead, he just repeats himself about some, like, you don't know how. You don't know how. You don't know how. You don't. I mean, I got it the first 10 times, and you repeat another 5 times just in case. And his last proper lyrics is like, better yet, 1000. A lot of y'all don't know how to do that though. Lego.
Lego?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the catchphrase or whatever, the slogan for Lego. I don't know.
I don't know. The ending upset me as an album, but I also gave this 4 stars. Yeah. I don't know. I think after talking it through, I think my critiques are a little bit stronger. I do remember on my very first listen, though, I could definitely tell the difference between the first half of the album and the second half.
Oh, it's night and day.
Without sitting down, like just listening to it, like the first time I listened to it, I was doing some exercise and I don't really take in the lyrics, but just sound alone, I could tell extremely clearly the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed particularly with the track 6 and 7, like, and then like I noticed like an ebb and a flow, like it would pick up a little bit, then like drop off, then pick up, then drop off. Whereas like at the start it was like, well, this is for me anyway. At the start it was only picking up, but like it sort of went pick up, pick up, pick up, pick up, huge drop off, then slight pick up, even more of a pick up, drop off, and then another pick up at the end. But like it all comes down to your own personal preference of like and taste in sound, and like because like Danny was saying, like he picked up on different like the mixing of those other 2 songs that didn't bother us. So it's like, I don't know, maybe he's listened to it more than us. Maybe he has a better idea for it.
Do you want to sum it up, Matt? This was your choice. Do you want to sum up your opinion on this bad boy? Give it your overall, your best instrumental and your best track.
Yep. My favorite instrumental it's a tie. I've never done this before, but it's between Get Money and To Be Real. They're my favorite instrumentals. The last track, bloody love that instrumental. It's just so fun and like something that Cyhi does, and he's even said that himself. He's like, he's a very like, his raps are like quite upbeat and positive, and like you don't usually get like a dark song from him, and I like that. I like songs like leave me feeling happy, like or like leave me thinking about something that like is thought provoking.
Yeah. I almost feel like if you're handing out ties now, like why don't you chuck in Master P into your favorite instrumental? Surely that's a better instrumental than the other 2.
It's my favorite song.
Yeah.
But like it did have an amazing beat, but when I think of instrumental, I'm not only thinking about like the actual literal instruments, but like the vocal instruments as well. So like the vocals in the background, and I don't recall Master P having like vocals that I was like, oh wow, that's really good. It had a banging beat. But Get Money and To Be Real both had really cool vocals. Like the To Be Real had that sample playing over, and Get Money had that. What did it have?
Like a soul sample.
I think that's why I gave them a tie for the instrumental.
So you love soul samples?
Yeah, I think I do.
And songs that don't have them
aren't as good.
I'm not going to say that.
No, but it's like you've even said yourself as well, Danny. Like whenever there's that like girl in the background,
I love it. That's my favorite. Yeah, I've said that. That's if you do a soul sample right, that is going to be my favorite kind of instrumental. But if a song bangs so insanely hard that you can't help but give it 63 stars, surely the beat has something to do with that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I see your argument. Well, I give it Master P my favorite.
I'm not giving Master P my favorite instrumental, but I just felt like you're giving out like ties. So there are 2 songs that are even better instrumentals than Master P.
Yeah, I feel like the instrumental on Get Money and To Be Real were like they were more complete as an instrumental for me. Whereas Master P just bangs.
Yeah,
it does what it needs to do in Master P. Don't get me wrong. Like it does what it needs to do, but yeah,
that's underselling it. It does what it needs to do. It does way more than it needs to do.
I've given it 63 stars.
I know. Which other song has come close to 63 stars? I only heard 5 stars. There's a big gap between 5 and 63.
I can't wait to hear the rating of this album based on that 63-star song.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, the
The
algorithm.
quadratic formula is going to fall off.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. So in summary, mixtape instrumentals favorites are Get Money and To Be Real. Favorite mixtape song is Master P. Favorite mixtape lyrics are the ones about the pressure of being Kanye's successor, and my overall star rating is, funnily enough, 0.01 of a star less than Better Off Dead. So it's 4.25 stars out of,
How in the hell did that happen?
because I scored it 47 out of 55 stars.
And how do you feel? So look back at all the albums we've done. We've done Royce, Cyhi, Flatbush, Shane Noir. You gave Flatbush for what? What did you give it? 4.5?
I think 4 stars.
Yeah, 4.26.
4.26. You gave the first Black History Project less than this one. You gave Royce less than this one. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that because obviously this has like blown the first Black History Project out of the water. Yet I know, part of me knows that the first Black History Project is definitely a better project. However, maybe because it was longer, there was more like chance for it to lose stars. Whereas like for me, this had a four track 5-star run, followed by 3 4-star track, or not directly followed by, but then there were 3 4-star tracks, and then there were another 2 5-star tracks,
Jesus.
1 2-star, 1 3-star. So it's like this had 6 5-star tracks for me, 3 4-star tracks. Like, so given those ratings, which might change, but like I can see how it got to that score. But I also see
This
how
is where your math and algorithms don't work, because I just want to know how you feel about this album compared to the first Black History Project. How do you feel they compare to each other?
Which one would you listen to first?
if I was to take out TV and One Woman Man, I would listen to this more readily than I would the first Black History Project.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe
Because this
it.
for me is like it's that nice space of like serious content, but still like playful, still fun, still like easy to listen to. Whereas like if I'm after like a dramatic like production like experience, I would go to Black History Project 1. Like if I wanted a story like the allegory, I'd go to that. If I wanted to hear something grimy and gritty, I'd go to Better Off Dead. But just for an easy, fun listen to where the majority of the songs I love, then I'd go to this.
I personally think that the other Cyhi album was far superior. I'd listen to that every day of the week before this one.
Mm.
I also feel like there's an element, and maybe I'm completely wrong, there's like potentially an element where you are the one who picked this album, so you were almost going into this really hoping for it to sound really good and maybe being more generous than if it wasn't Cyhi and it wasn't your pick.
If I hadn't, and I don't think I'd mentioned this to Aaron yet, like if I hadn't have listened to this whole project before recommending it, maybe that could have been the case. But I listened to this whole thing prior to suggesting it to you guys, and I loved it. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like I'll recommend this now. When usually I wouldn't. Like I think I've said to you both before, I wouldn't pick something that I've listened to before. I want to listen to something new, but maybe a part of me did want me to like it. However, I did hear, like I know you said you hadn't seen it, Danny, but I did hear people putting the two Black History projects together and saying both of them were fire, like both of them were good. Obviously, more about the first one, but I guess it just comes down to your taste, like what you want, because they're two very different projects. Like this one, Cyhi is mainly speaking to the youth, and he's doing it in a lighter way, I feel, than in the first one.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as memorable, to be honest.
No, I agree with you there. Like Mandela, like is epic. The first one's just epic. Like this is not epic.
What is it?
One word. It's
Pleasant.
that's actually it. You know what? I couldn't have picked a better word. This mixtape is pleasant to listen to. Like it's, and that maybe that's not doing it justice, but like it's really easy for me to listen to this mixtape. Like I could zone out and just have this on in the background because of how good the instrumentals are and how good the samples are. Generally speaking, like it's just a pleasant listen.
Yeah. I can see it. I can see how you, Matthew, would come to that opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear it. It was a good question from Danny. Because, Danny, do you want to go?
Well, I don't have much to say in summary. What I feel about this is that it almost feels like it's a bunch of leftover tracks from the first Black Hystori Project. And some of them are definitely worthy of making that mixtape. Like if Master P made it on there, it would make the first Black Hystori Project even better. But most of these songs are just nowhere near the level of the first Black Hystori Project for me. Like the first few songs really got my hopes up. And the mix starts insanely strong and it ends really weak. It's kind of like, it's sad that how quickly the mixtape runs out of steam, but it keeps chugging along anyway. Like it's done. It's finished after the first 4 songs, but it just keeps going because it has to. Like that's how I feel about it. And Master P is just clearly the highlight of this whole mixtape. And I will say that what is it? The Get Money?
Yeah.
That is probably my favorite instrumental anyway, even though Master P is just insane. They're different. They're different. If you're in the mood for a soul sample, you're going to put on Get Money. If you're in the mood for a banger, Master P is the one. And that is the better instrumental as a banger. But just as a smooth, soul, hard drum song instrumental, it's Get Money every time. So those two, as well as the intro, just the first 4 songs. But anything for me after that, anything is just nowhere near the level of Black Hystori Project, the first one. So I said that this is 3 stars, but I want to give it less in a way. But I gave Chez Noir 3 stars.
Yeah.
But I almost expect more from Cyhi at this point. And so he definitely didn't meet my expectations. And this mixtape just makes it clear that it takes so much more than a very talented rapper to make good music. It takes a whole team of people behind you and production and good ideas and execution. And I don't think he hit the mark like he could on this one. So I'm going to stick with 3 stars. But disappointing as a big Cyhi fan.
Well, you could put it this way: like, whereas Black Hystori Project sounded like a album, this sounded like a mixtape.
You can put it like that. Probably a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've heard mixtapes that are better than this. So yeah, in Cyhi, in terms of Cyhi, this is mixtape quality, and Black Hystori Project is album quality. You can maybe put it like that.
There are songs from this project that you would definitely pull and put into a playlist. So
100%.
I'm also thankful that he did this, because now I've got the first 4 tracks are all 5-star that we all agreed on. I'm talking about, or almost all agreed on.
Yeah.
So it's like they would immediately go into a playlist. So it's like I've just been given and that's almost half of the album, like being all 5 stars.
Yeah. And I'm
Oh,
I'm kicking myself for the fact that I literally passed over Master P 5 years ago. I just
yeah.
looked over it and I could have had that in my collection for the past 5 years, and I definitely just listened to it a little bit and breezed over it. I don't know how I did that. So I'm happy that we did this, and I've definitely got some really good songs out of it. But as an entire project from Cyhi The Prince, this was very disappointing for me.
That is interesting, because I'll give mine. I think that I'm the same as you, Danny. Best instrumental, Get Money. Best track, Master P. We all agreed best track, Master P. But I think that the disappointing part is how much it fell apart in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And there definitely has to be a critique for album construction. And even though it's a mixtape, you still need to critique the construction of this mixtape. Like, Matt, you're really strong on theme. Like, where was the theme in the end? Because I didn't really feel it, to be honest. Like, the theme was really strong at the start. First 4 or 5 tracks really strong, and then it just goes nowhere.
I would argue that, though, like, with the only 2 ones that didn't stick to a theme for me were TV and One Woman Man. They were the only 2. All of the others stick to, like, the last track, for example, To Be Real, he's again having a go at the youth, saying that they don't know how to be real. Like, they need to go back to school and learn, and, you know, he's attacking them. So he's attacking black culture in a way, but in a way that's trying to empower them.
Yeah, I guess. But I also think that as a rapper who talks about gangster shit, he's also almost part of what he claims is the problem in that sense. Like, you know, don't tell me he's not above using gangster lines for entertainment. Like, you know, it's kind of a strange, preachy thing to do when it's kind of hypocritical. And that comes from someone who, you know, I say one thing in these reviews and do another, but yeah, I don't know. I think that the construction was nowhere near as strong as the last Cyhi we listened to, and I gave that 4 stars. This doesn't hit the same notes. I'm going to give this one 3.5 stars purely because I did give, I think it's 5 5-star tracks, and I can't take away. The only problem is the difference between his really good and his really poor was night and day. And that was the frustrating part. It's not saying that there aren't good parts to this. There's just a lot of poor elements here. Like, I've never given a 1-star track, but one of the songs are unlistenable. There are another 2 2-star tracks, and they diminish his good work a little bit. So I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. Yeah. Would I listen to this before I listened to the last Cyhi album? Definitely not. Is Master P better than Guitar Melody? In my, like, just, there's just so different.
Yeah.
And like, I would probably listen to Guitar Melody over Get Money if we're comparing my favorite instrumental now. Like, the problem now is that, unfortunately, he goes, like, Cyhi is almost competing against himself at this stage.
Well, this is the sequel. He said this is Black Hystori Project 2. You have to compare them both.
Well, yeah, and it's not as good. It's just, like, you know, how much did we love Basquiat? How much did we love Huey, Napoleon? Like, I remember talking about them, and we were just loving them.
Yeah.
Like, Master P is the only one we were, like, loving as much.
Yeah. And the ratio of good to bad was really, like, the ratio was good. Like, from what I can remember, there was maybe 2 songs out of how many?
I think it was like 18.
Yeah, close to 20 songs, only 2. On this one, for me, there's 3 absolutely horrendous songs, and the rest, and then only 4 really good ones, and the rest were mediocre. So 4 amazing tracks, everything else mediocre, if not trash.
But you are right, Danny. It did feel like potentially his leftovers. Like there are the songs here, they didn't fit the theme of his last one. So this is like kind of, all right, some of them are bangers, but I can't release 5 tracks because it's not enough. So I'll release 11 and just let's get them out there.
Kanye wasn't letting him release his debut album yet, so he was like, all right, I might as well chuck out some songs I have half finished that aren't worthy of the album yet.
I think another reason why I think I liked it, like it was so pleasant for me, because it felt like a mixture of like hip hop and R&B, like with the soulful samples and stuff. Like that's what made it, like gave it replay value for me. But you know what I'd like to do? I wonder if you guys have been doing this, like for all your 5-star tracks, literally putting them all into like a podcast playlist and like having only the 5-star tracks in there and like just listening to
that would be a very interesting experiment, and I feel like if I did that, a lot of 5-star songs I've given would drop from that playlist real fast. Yeah,
agreed.
Master P would stay in that playlist for a long time.
So Danny 3.
I'm 3 and potentially lower. Like all my like ratings that I've given, I'm so like
subject to change.
Yeah, definitely.
Aaron's 3.5 at the moment, and I'm 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
What was our highest rated album then, or mixtape?
I think the first Cyhi or Flatbush Zombies.
Definitely Flatbush. At the time, we gave Flatbush the most, and then Aaron retroactively downgraded it.
Step down.
Yeah. And then, don't know about Matt, but I'm sticking with my...
Based on bloody algorithm, mine's still Flatbush.
Yes, good. By 0.01%.
Yeah.
So this Better Off Dead and BHP2 are neck and neck.
And Shay Nwawi is
Hey, it's firmly at the bottom. Although I gave this one and Shay Noir the same rating, and I want to give this one a lower one.
Yeah, but Shay Noir will probably be the funniest podcast review.
All right, well, let's end it here, gentlemen. Good job today. Look at that. Another Cyhi down the drain. No more Cyhi. We've shot the Cyhi load for a while, so...
the next pick is Cyhi BHP 2 Part 3.
I can't wait.
My next pick is Flatbush Zombies. What's their new one? EP?
Yeah, I'm actually ready. I'm doing it.
Thanks for listening to the show. Please like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at _Slim Fitty Biggie Committee, and stay tuned for our next podcast. Bye for now.